Case modding is a moral dilemma in certain aspects. Certain designs are pushing past the homage territory towards the downright replica or counterfeit area. This one from SKX Mods certainly is very polarizing. Even the fans of the modding scene are split between whether to accept it or not. But let us see if SKX Mods is able to convince you otherwise. This video is brought to you by SKXMOD. It's not easy to be a Hollywood actor. You need to be incredibly talented and exceptionally good looking on camera to sell the part. While acknowledging our envies and insecurities, we the audience admire these thespians of the crafts, and I think we're looking at one right now. This case from SKXMOD transforms your GA2100 into a glamorous royal oak ready for its next scene. On your wrist, this case, with its soft rubber straps, sits comfortably with a fair warning for smaller appendages. It's nice that it has enough strap holes for all ranges of wrist sizes, but your mileage will vary. Inside the package, you'll be given a ton of parts such as this full metal bracelet, gold-plated of course, and a bunch of tools and buckle options for you to swap around. All of these can be conveniently tucked away in individual compartments and pouches. With all of these at your disposal, you can now change the look of your casioak in just a few seconds. Amazingly, this full metal setup looks a lot smaller on my wrist. I'd like to imagine that my wrist gained some meat on it, but the truth refuses to agree with me. This bracelet has a solid clasp action, and the links are all tightly connected to each other with very little gap in between. The beautiful light play and finish is fully showcased from every angle. It's a sample size of the luxurious perks of owning a gold royal oak. Well, if you're wondering, that's 0.0012% of a gold jumbo royal oak. Trust me, ignore the math and browse through SKXMod's web store and find the best combination for your GA2100. They also offer kits for the GM2100 that we reviewed millenniums ago. We have documented before that despite being in the same 2100 family, these two G-Shocks do not share the same case design, making them incompatible against each other. It's such a shame really that some possible combinations are lost, but there are still some good combos that you can enjoy if you have two of these in your collection. This mutation is a strange hybrid of contrasting colors over the royal oak metal structure. There might be someone out there with this eccentric taste, but I know many of you watching are a bit too squirmish for this kind of monstrosities. It demonstrates the interchangeability between these cases that increases your wearability. Now that we've seen these options, let's get down to the operating table to see how this case is outfitted to your GA2100. SKXMOD prides itself at providing all of the parts you need to keep this overall look for the watch uniform, and a tool to use for them is included in the package. The case back features the casioak branding, making it easy for ignoramuses out there to remember how it's pronounced. This is also finished nicely with polished chamfers. The case has this non-functioning crown that many hardcore fans would like to thoroughly erase from existence, so touching it like this might be trigger-inducing. Truth be told, I've grown to like it, which is saying more about my lack of taste than anything else. The rest is evenly finished with very sharp edges and sides. In this kit, a red natural silicone strap is included that has solid fillers inside to hold its shape together. This is an extra step in manufacturing that is often skipped by lesser productions. This has an AP bridge that I would have preferred to be just a standard design. I know this is a homage to the royal oak, but this is pushing it way too far. A small thing about this are the slats that hold the keepers in place. All straps should have this feature. This is held in place to the case with the same screw pins used by the bracelet. Let's pick up our GA2100 and prep it up for this kit's installation. All of the resin parts for this G-Shock will be stored so you can go back to it whenever you feel like it. I'll be taking out the original backplate and its screws. There's also a Phillips screwdriver to help in this disassembly. Note that I will be leaving out the black rubber gasket on the module. This is usually stuck on the backplate. Once you're done, you can store the plate and screws in one of the pouches for the kit. Installing the new custom backplate is very easy as all of the screws line up with the module holes. The plate does have some faux screws on its molding to make it seem like it's fastened in 8 places. The screws themselves are a bit larger to accommodate the new plate's thickness. A separate tool is also included for this process. I think this definitely adds to the feel of the case and completes the effect. From here, you remove the 4 lug screws and carefully take out the resin bezel, exposing the carbon core inner case. This mod case would just slide over the shell, snug to a perfect fit. You then screw in the package lug screws to secure the new metal case. The silicone strap can now be installed using the long screw pin from the bracelet end link. This can be pushed in using one of the tools. This doesn't seem to screw in place, but the friction from the silicone strap is enough to hold it in. SKXMOD offers more parts to further customize your casioak, like our markers and dials. I still like the original module dial, and this case gives it a chance to attract attention. The bezel chamfer is a lot more vertical compared to an actual royal oak to accommodate the G-Shock module. The chamfers extend to all of the links of the bracelet, playing the part of a hype timepiece. The bracelet articulation is expected to be pleasing both visually and practically. There's also virtually no side-to-side wiggle, contributing to the solid feel of the bracelet. Even the button recess is polished, adding a touch of class to this G-Shock feature. I like how they added a bead blasted surface on the case back where the casioak is written over. I also love that this is the only case branding on this kit, as even the clasp enclosure is devoid of any markings. Starting at $99, you can have one of these great looking kits and upgrade with additional parts that fits your fancy. These kits are also compatible with the new Ga-B2100 that has the tough solder and Bluetooth functionality. With more models to fit, a wider audience can now enjoy this versatile mod. It's not easy to be great at design, but great design makes it easy for the rest of us buying it. This kit for SKXMOD makes it not just easy to own, but also easy to look at. This case mod for your Ga-2100 from SKXMOD is the closest thing you'll ever get to a royal oak for your G-Shock. However, it may be too close to the royal oak for many people's taste, but there is no doubt that the playability, versatility of these bracelet and strap options makes this SKXMOD kit a serious consideration, especially that you can get all of this into one single package.